so strange. I feel like, like it's happening. It's everywhere. Not only are the truthers in much larger number than they've ever been, but it really does seem like so many are saying somewhat right things. I mean, I guess they're not saying all the right things, but you are seeing it. I just, I really want to figure out how to do an expose on the Trump shooting. I think that's one of the most incredible moments we've ever seen on TV. And I want the loose change of Trump shooting movies to come out, I want... It just seems like such an obvious false flag. There's so many things that, I don't know, they just don't seem to work. It just seems like if this was a real life, natural, normal situation, it wouldn't have worked out that way. It seems like other shit would have happened. And I'm just, I can't even get people to talk about. I can't get anybody to talk about anything because there's no censorship. I just suck. That's literally what it has to come down to. It's either, I suck or I'm censored, one of the two, so. I'm gonna go with one that's more acceptable. It just doesn't, when you look at this is we're looking at it, sure doesn't quite fit or make sense, but hey, what do I know? Why isn't Trump demanding that there be a bigger investigation into his shooting? Why isn't he demanding a debate with Kamala? Why isn't he insisting on a debate? She's supposedly so stupid and slept her way to the top and all that other shit, so why doesn't he just put her in a debate scenario and destroy her like he should if he is really the superior candidate? So much of it's just hooey. It's just hooey. I really need to be using my other phone when I do but what about the Trump shooting made sense to you? What about the story since then has made sense? Like I don't know if you guys saw Route 91. If you haven't, that's weird. Look, it's all the way the fuck up there, and it sounds like it's in my car. It's those trike things. Battle of Detroit, man. Can't believe how loud that shit is. And that's not even the loud one. The loud one is this one. Jesus, it's got speakers all the fuck over it. Holy. That shit is sorry. I just blew a chicken strip. That shit was sweet. We watched it. What'd you watch? That shit had like 40 speakers on it all around the outside. That's why I could hear it so loud. That was crazy. Now that guy, what? He sells drugs, or he's famous, or what? Do you think he's an engineer? What did you watch, Algo? Was there a debate and I missed it? I didn't think there was a debate. You watched the shooting? Have you watched? Oh, you watched that? Oh! You watched Route 91. What'd you think, man? I mean, it's like it's saying all the shit we were saying. Yeah, the Vegas documentary, gotcha. It's saying everything that we were saying, but like times 100. And it's done really well, except for she's an idiot. You know, I Jesus Christ. Chicks like her just, I don't understand them. They're really confusing to me. You know, how could she be so smart and so stupid at the same time? I don't understand the I'm a Christian. You know, how can you be a truther and a Christian? I just, that one is so overwhelmingly like stupid. It's stupid. I don't know what else to call it. It's stupid. You're somebody who believes in the truth, focuses on the truth, talks about the truth, and yet when it comes to Christianity, what? When does that, where does that wall go up? You know, how do you shut off the truth valve, or whatever you want to call it? How do you make that shit? I don't get it. I mean, and this is something I come across a lot with truthers, even Algo to some degree. But you know, at least with Algo has a personal experience that he sort of bases it off of, even though it's, you know, it's obviously Southern fucking programming, some Bible Belt shit, but still, he says, you know, I had this personal experience, blah, 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 blah. And I know most Christians will say they have a personal relationship with Christ, which is insanely arrogant, and just it's like, you know, if somebody was like, I have a personal relationship with Steve, my imaginary friend who's also my savior, people would look at him like they're crazy. But because, you know, you call that shit Jesus, then everybody goes, yeah, that's beautiful. I always find that to be deal-breakingly stupid. But what'd you think, Algo? I mean, don't be shy. Talk about it. I mean, it's almost, it's like, it's astounding, you know? It's almost like it can't be real. You're watching the documentary, and you're like, you know, you're clearly seeing it, you're hearing it, you know, the police reports and all that shit. It's all happening, but it's like it can't be real. It can't be real that it's this fucking obvious that something else is going on, or something else happened, and you know, and us as citizens, We're just okay with the narrative we're given, which is nothing. There is nothing. Where is... I don't know what the fuck that means. Oma Shapiro? I don't know what the fuck that means, Kevin. Sorry. We are already heard most of the information shared. See, my thing is like, it's not like with YouTube you can put into it, you know, like you used to be able to put 9/11 conspiracy into YouTube and then a bunch of shit would come up. But nowadays you can't do that. And even if you know the name of the thing, you probably won't find it. You'll find some half-ass debunk videos. So like I don't find, I've been looking for a Vegas video for a long time. I didn't know one existed. Same police director was moved to Hawaii for the Maui bullshit fire. I mean, it's just, that kind of shit is so... Again, you look at it and you go, this can't be real. It can't be real, either A, that it worked out the way that this video is claiming it did, or that the narrative is being told to me, or B, that it is this, and that it's just okay. I mean, it's so obviously fucked up. It's such an obvious cover-up, and it's such an obvious inside job, and it's, you know, it's just all so fucking obvious, and you just wonder what is going on here. How are we this stupid? Is it the chemtrails? Is it the food? You know, is it the water? Is it what are they doing that's making us this stupid? I mean, I know when it was Vegas, it was like there was a zillion things happening over and over again. They just kept hitting us with more and more of these horrendous stories. It's all scripted and they use the same actors. Yeah, well, I mean, I wouldn't say all of it's scripted. You know, a lot of it's scripted. I don't know if the people that died in Vegas were all like necessarily targets, were supposed to die, or were they killing random people? I couldn't tell you. I know it's fucked up though. And then, like, for me, I want to see the same video made about Trump, about the Trump shooting. Again, I think there hasn't been anything else in our time that's been as I don't even know what to call it. Manufactured. As I can't think of anything else in our time that's so clearly manufactured, misrepresented. You know, just a manipulation like that. I can't think of anything else. That is clearly the cake taker, if you will. And I want to know who's making the next video, who's making the next great documentary on exposing some shit about that. I mean, I you know, it's like that. Oh look, that's a FBI shit. Holy fuck. Oh, this is weird. You know, I just it's I don't know. Pam, hey, how you doing? Good to see you. It's always good to see you, Pam. What do you think? Like, where is, have you seen Route 19, Pam? I mean, Route 19, Into the Fire, Loose Change, like, these are all phenomenal documentaries. They tell us their plans because they get off on it. I don't know what you mean. See, now you're starting to switch topics. And I don't think they do. I mean, I don't know when they told us their plans in this regard. The Trump thing, I don't know. When did they tell us that plan? There's a documentary, it's on Rumble. It's called Route 19. It's about the Vegas shooting. You should absolutely check it out. It's free. You can totally watch it for free. But see it, like, I see somebody like that Mindy chick, and I just go, okay, so how does she get to be Mindy? How does she get to be a political correspondent? How does she get to be on TV? How does she make a fucking documentary like this and do it so well? Like, how does that happen? I know being somebody that questions the narrative like I do hasn't gotten me a position where I have a whole bunch of people that are like, here, let me help you. You know? Most of the people that I seem to be in connection with are generally pretty selfish, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure nobody wants to think of themselves that way, but like, hey, can you guys help? Hey, can you share? Hey, can you do this? Hey, can you do that? Nobody's really willing to do any of it. And I don't know, maybe it's just, I don't know. I always figure, like, if you're going to watch me, why you wouldn't want other people to is something I can't figure out. But back to the Trump thing. Like, to me, that's the most obvious. I mean, think about it. What about that made sense to you? I can literally think about it, like, break it down, like, the whole thing. Like, from the fact that he turned his head, from the fact that there's video that shows Trump talking. So there's this video that supposedly shows Thomas Crooks walking on the roof. Like, the video is from behind Trump, and you can see Crooks' head walking up on the roof and then sit there and pop up and, like, it's like, if you can see him in that video, how does no sniper get him? And I mean, it's all just crazy. And to think, like, I still think it's interesting that the number one witness, like the main witness, Joseph, Redshirt Joseph, he flat out, his explanation of what happened is completely different than what they tell us. He flat out said the shots sounded like they came from behind the bleachers. And he saw the one dude who died, Comparator's head explode from the back to the front. Oh, look, I'm back to 0 viewers. I'd gotten up to 3, but that, I guess I said something. That's what I did. I said something about you guys sharing, and when I say something about how nobody shares my shit, everybody leaves, I guess, proving me right. I don't know how that works. But the whole thing is just fucking crazy. So Trump turns his head just as the shots come. So now the only, like, the video that was from behind Trump seemingly cuts off just before the shooting happens for some reason. Don't really know why. But from the angle that Trump is at, and like the angle that the shooter is seen at, for Trump to turn his head and then still get hit in the ear really don't make no sense. Like, it would have made sense maybe if he got hit in the other ear, in the left ear. And it's funny too how his ear is completely healed up. There is literally no damage at all. Like, he is bulletproof. I am Titanium! Motorcycles got the loudest fucking music. Wipe me down. Wipe me down. Wipe me down. Man, I wish he'd go away. Drive on, man. You got the motorbike. There you go. He fast. He fast. He just fast. You know, it's crazy. Like, I think about this shit, and it's like, what else do you guys want to talk about? What else are we supposed to talk about? You guys really want to, like, not talk about this shit? You guys want to just talk about fucking bullshit? I don't get it. I don't understand what do you guys want from me? You want me to sit here and talk about what I ate for dinner or some shit? Anyway. I don't know, I just don't feel like... I mean, I even feel like talking about Trump and shit is stupid. But it's really interesting. And the hope is that, like, maybe if we point out how stupid this is, you'll realize that, like, there's other shit too. No, I like hearing the political stuff. And I love when you read all the political stuff that I never get to hear about. Yeah, that's what my hope is. That's what I would think that would be a popular thing. Like, I would think there would be a lot of people that would like to know what's going on in the world news-wise without there being any sort of political bias or anything like that. Like, I am, you know, I'm not, the bias I do have, I'm not secretive about. I'm very proud of my bias against Israel. So, that being said, I read the Israeli news, so I don't know, like, I'm setting myself up for failure every time, even though I never seem to, because the narrative is just so fucked up. It's so fucked up. Oh, man. And of course, you know, like, it's you know it's fake because nobody else is saying it. You can't tell me that all of us saw the Trump shooting as they showed it to us, and we all go, yeah, it's fucked up, man. Something's not right. What about this? What about this? What about this? What about this? And yet none of the political people that are supposedly elected to represent us, none of them see it. None of them are like, you know, it sure looked like a WWE dive. Nobody else, none of them thought that? Because that's, you know, and you know Trump happens to have WWE connections. So for him to take a WWE dive, it's not that far-fetched. Another trike. A different kind of trike. Kind of looks more like a motorcycle trike. Those fuckers are fast. You know, I feel like the Israel stuff is the stuff we should be talking about. Because this is about, like we're about to be full-on World War III, you guys. It's literally happening. Attacking Iraq, Lebanon, like it's all there. It's all fucking happening. And it's what I've been warning you guys of. I've been screaming it for the longest time, trying to get people to pay attention. And it's you know, it's some real doomsday shit. Like, there literally are people there's a genocide taking place. There are people being murdered on an unprecedented level in modern day times. And it should be totally unacceptable, but it's not, I guess. I mean, I don't know, I'm shocked by it all, man. It makes me sick to my stomach. It's hard to read it all. It's weird, too, because you would think, like, you know, for all the people that talk about how much I'm such an egomaniac and I always have to be right and, you know, blah, 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 blah. I am right about this. I've been nothing but right, and all it does is make me uncomfortable. I'm not used to being, you know, unchallenged. I'm not used to being right in that sort of capacity where you can't say anything, like you can't deny it. And I'm not the type that likes to be like, you know, it makes me uncomfortable. So this all I'm ever trying to do is get people to tell me what the fuck I'm wrong about, and we're allowing that to happen, a genocide with a whole group of people that have been here for thousands of years trying to find a home. They're not trying to find a home. They've had their home. That's the thing. That's what the genocide's over. It's over their home. These piece of shit Israelis are trying to kick them out of their home. Well, not trying to. Whoa, Jesus. Kicking them out of their homes and killing them in the process. Like, it's just unreal. It really is unreal. We're at a place that we're trying to get to. I'm going to pick up a bunch of stuff. Free stuff. Love free stuff. Alright. 0. No way. Is that what that is? Huh. Hit that. Is this the one? I can't see anymore, so that makes it really difficult. Oh, that's not it. God damn it. My blind ass can't see this shit at nighttime. Are you crazy? Is you crazy? Excuse me, what's the address on this house? I can't see from here. Okay, thank you. Sorry guys, you're gonna bear with me here. My driver is trying to figure out where we're going. Alright, let's see here. There's that. So maybe it's this one. Oh man. Seriously, I'm gonna have to get out housebound. Okay, so that's not it. It's down a couple more, I'm gonna say. Can't be much further. Maybe this is it. It's supposed to be a light on. I can't see anything. Oh, this is it. I found it. Okay. Oh. Cool. This is super cool. Sorry about that. Can't have this thing with me. This is so cool. You have no idea how much this is going to benefit me. Well, if this thing comes on it here, got a damn flying mothy in the car because the light's on. Man, it's crazy to think it's going to be cold here soon. I just hate the cold so fucking much. And it's about to be cold. Ugh. Can't believe it. That's pretty good stuff here. Oh, I love free. Free is my absolute favorite price. Alright. The thing is, we're not just allowing a genocide. We're funding the genocide. We're supplying the genocide. It's our American tax dollars hard at work being funneled into a place that where the people absolutely fucking hate us. Like, you just don't understand how much the Jews hate the rest of us. They hate us. Oh shit, this isn't where I want to be. They think we're less than trash, we're less than animals, we're cannon fodder. We're literally we're supposed to be the ones that die in all this. If they want to be entertained by death, then that's what we're here to do is die so they can be entertained. They're the worst fucking people on the planet. And the thing is, we've been brainwashed into thinking we're not supposed to don't discriminate. I'm proud to hate them. I know what they believe. I'm paying attention to their actions, holding them accountable for the things that they do and say and believe. And I would hope the same would be done to me. I'm proud. Again, I don't believe anyone is superior or chosen by God and deserves favor by the rest of us and should have, their money, their lives paid for and all that shit. Like, I think the people that deserve that privilege are those that, the soldiers that go out and fucking give their legs and shit like that, or their minds, just their minds. I think those are people that should have free life. Doctors should have a free life. People that actually help, teachers should have a free life. Not fucking religious fucking swine. Not lazy, inbred piece of shit, just ugly people, not just outside, inside. They're ugly people, man. They believe ugly shit. The superiority and all that shit. It's atrocious. None of you would accept it either. Like, none of you would willingly subjugate yourself. You're supposed to, and you do in your everyday life, but like in a direct sort of sense, if it was, we were in a situation where they were like, all right, Goyim, do this, you'd be like, fuck you, I'm not doing that shit. Yet you do it every day without realizing it, because you're not directly told by some, little weasel fuck. Though your boss probably is. So. He's just nice to you about it. That's the thing. I've known several people who are like, oh no, the Jews I know are nice. They're always so nice to me. It's like, of course they are. They're inferior physically. They're inferior mentally as well. They're definitely inferior in number. So they've already figured out catch more flies with honey. They fucking wrote that stupid shit. And they have to be nice. They can't afford to be tough and mean and all that shit. At least not to us. It's what they are to the Palestinians, no doubt, but not to us. I was really hoping these things wouldn't stink. They kind of stink. Oh, shit. I don't know, guys. I mean, the Israel stuff is so fucked up. It really is so fucked up on so many fucking levels, on so much higher than you realize it is, so much more, it reaches so many more levels, when you start knowing Project Nimbus, where you have the Google and Amazon having multi-billion-dollar contracts with the IDF, the Israeli Defense Force, the Israeli military has fucking contracts with Google and Amazon, and the Indian slaves that were purchased, and I mean, it just, the October 7th bullshit, it's just lies. It's straight up fucking lies. And I'm doing my best to try to not be this guy anymore and try to like pull away. And you'll see I haven't been live nearly as much and all that. I think I'm weaning off. Can't quit cold turkey, but I'm weaning off. And it's like the more I step back, the more I see. And the more I wonder why nobody else is saying what I'm saying. It's like people really don't realize that it's okay for you to say, I hate Judaism. That shit's crazy and stupid. And you can say it without, not having a religious affiliation whatsoever. Like, we just don't realize we're allowed to say these things. We're allowed to be that way. Just the same way that you feel about Islam, you can feel that way about Judaism. Why not? I mean, this is the most fucked up shit. It's so fucked up what they've been doing. The last time I checked, which was months ago, the United States had given Israel $16.8 billion since October 7th, 2023. This was months ago. Almost $17 billion. You don't think that'd be better suited, on pedophile hunter groups, on homeless shelters, on women's, abused women groups, drug programs. You fucking name it. I can think of so many different things that $16 billion would be better suited on than giving it to Israel so they can murder people. Like, it's disgusting, and we have no fucking say in it. We don't even... If you think voting matters, I don't even know what to say to you. Well, if you want to control how that money's spent, then you gotta vote. Look at that motherfucker. Holy shit. That is badass. It's got the big black rims on it and everything. That's sweet. Look at that. It's a rare 72, it says. I wonder if it's a CUDA. No, it's not a CUDA. I wonder what it is. So badass. We should be, this should be revolutionary times. We should be on the verge of fighting. And the thing is, this is where we were. Dude, that is amazing. This is where we were 2019. People have just forgotten. We were on the verge of revolt in 2019. It was happening all over the place. There were literally there were revolutions happening all over the place, to the point where they were scared, so they had to bring out COVID. It's COVID has to do with the revolutions taking place at the same time as the Epstein shit getting exposed. They needed to shut those two things down. Epstein shit was not just Epstein shit, but Epstein's connection to Israel was starting to be unquestionably exposed. And the connection with the royal family, and the where are all the tapes and all that shit. All this shit is happening, along with the fact that you had Hong Kong, the people were protesting. They were out singing the American national anthem in the hopes of trying to get the American media and the government and the people to pay attention to what was going on there, because they were getting fucking annihilated by their government. You had the Venezuelans they were protesting like they're protesting now. It's actually pretty amazing how much shit is it's like we're back in 2015 all over again. You know, Me Too's about to spark back up and shit. And you had Me Too, but the French, you had the yellow vest protests that were happening. You know, you had protests all over Europe. The yellow vest thing was all over Europe. There were protests in Australia. There were protests basically everywhere but the United States. And that was sort of the joke, was like, it's weird that it would be everywhere but the United States. Usually the United States is the one where, you know, we're protesting first and then everybody else is sort of being inspired. I mean, we had our mini shit. We had our Black Lives Matter stuff and our Me Too stuff, but we didn't have any, like, there was no unified protest. The brilliance in the way that they did things, like Black Lives Matter was brilliant, right? Because Black Lives Matter was always gonna upset white people. You can't, you know, especially once it's hijacked. You know, there goes the guy with the speakers. That's crazy. Once it got hijacked, and it was like, oh, all lives matter and that kind of bullshit. Black Lives Matter was brilliant. It was brilliant on their ends. You know, it shouldn't bother anybody. It shouldn't bother anybody to say Black Lives Matter. It's just a statement. It's not denying the value of anyone else's life. Nobody was saying Black Lives Matter, white lives don't. They were just, it's like a confirmation, like, you know this, right? Like, you know Black Lives Matter, right? Like, and you go, yeah, Black Lives Matter. And that's the end of it. But because it made white people so angry, it was just money was funneled into it. And money was funneled into it knowing that its founders were a bunch of poor people who accidentally stumbled into something big. And if they went and they spent all the money, like, it's so funny to me how whenever black people get money, they're supposed to, you know, spend it on making the community better and giving back to the poor and blah, 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 blah. Like, they're not supposed to get rich and then enjoy being rich. You know, like white people always do. But this is all part of that narrative that the Jews control. You know, the Jews control the media that controls the narrative that makes us all think these stupid stereotype things about everybody. And, you know, it's really obvious. You know, it's strange to me, like, being somebody that's a halfie that you know, when I was growing up, there weren't me everywhere. Now my kids go to school, the majority of the kids are halfies. Like we're everywhere now. All the little white girls that were fed rap music and black culture, go figure, they went out and got fucking pregnant by a black guy. And it's just, I mean, it's crazy. It makes me smile so much seeing all the little halfies everywhere. But like I said, that shit, that's new. That's not how it always was. I don't remember what my initial point was. So this is why I need a fucking co-host. That's why I need to do a podcast. I wish I had the knowledge, the know-how to do a podcast. I just find it strange, man. I'm not saying anything that is like the only thing that separates me from everybody else is that I don't believe in any one narrative that we're given more than any other one. Like, I question everything evenly. Like, that's it's you can't. I don't play favorites for anything. And it seems like the system requires you to do that, to play favorites with something, to be able to for you to be okay in this scenario, you have to play favorites with something. You have to give something that Semitism, that favor that the rest of us don't get, that none of us get. But we have to give something that favor, that stupid belief. You got to believe in Jesus. You got to believe in the government. Like, the idea that so many truthers think Trump is the good guy, I just, it's astonishing. Like, what would make you think why? How did that happen? What has he done? What did he do? What did he say that made you take your guard down and look at him differently than you look at every other politician? What's the difference there? Why does Trump get the pass for hanging out with Epstein? Just because he stopped hanging out with Epstein when they told him that he was going to be, put into a presidential position? So he had to start keeping a cleaner record, a cleaner nose. I don't know, man. I am, more than anything, I'm just shocked by it all. I really am. I try my best to be empathetic. I try my best to understand where other people are coming from and why they might believe the way they do. Like, my wife always gets mad. Well, other people think differently than you do, and I go, I know, I totally get that they do. I just want to know why. For me, I don't have an issue with it. Her and I were fighting the other day, and she was getting mad at me. We were talking about the crystals and the astrology and shit. And she was getting mad at me whenever I would ask questions. And then she would say, "Oh, well, what about this?" And then she'd do it back to me, and I'd be like, "I'm questions." Like, that's what I hope that's how it is with every single one of you and every single thing we talk about. I don't expect anybody to just sit there and keep quiet and just believe it because I'm saying it. I expect you to ask questions about everything you don't understand, and if I fuck something up or I say something wrong, call me out on it. Please call me out on it. Don't let me walk around with a booger on my face. If I got a booger on my face, tell me I got a booger on my face. I don't understand. Like, if you're proud of what you believe in, you should welcome being questioned, because you know you have an opportunity to help somebody else understand your point of view. Like, I know I'm right. At least I believe myself to be right, and I'm proud of those beliefs. So I hope you ask me as many questions as you can, because I genuinely think if everybody thought the same way I think, at least about this thing, then the world would be a better place. I proudly say that. I'm a proud boy. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. What did I just say? Oh, no. Oh, no. Him call himself a proud boy. I find it strange, like especially when it comes to religious people. You know, this is how it is with the Trump supporters for sure. You ask Trump supporters why they support Trump, and they don't get smiles on their faces and look at it as an excuse to help you see their point of view and maybe, you know, snag a new Trump supporter. They're like, well, Biden, you Biden supporter. It's like, why do I have to be a Biden supporter because you're a Trump supporter? Yes, you fall for one side of the fucking thing. I don't, but you do. Why do you have such a hard time telling me why you do? And it's crazy because it leads me to think like, you know that you support Trump because he's a racist, sexist, homophobic, blah, 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 and you don't want to admit those things out loud. That's the only thing I can come up with. Other than that, I literally can't understand what it may be, and when I ask you to elaborate, nobody ever does. So I don't know what I'm supposed to think in that regard. You know, I don't know how to be more open and open-minded and willing to you know, I don't know, other than just you say it and I believe it, which will never happen. I really don't know what else to do. I'm trying to give everybody the opportunity, every opportunity I can to just go ahead and help me understand what you're saying. I'm doing to you what I would hope you would do to me. You making a claim? Oh yeah, well, let's hear why. Back up your claim. That's what I would hope you would do to me. But that's, I don't know. I guess that makes me the bad guy. Religious people. You would think religious people would get like this sense of joy. You know? And the way that, like, if you're so confident in your religious beliefs, like for me, if you tell me you don't believe what I believe, it doesn't shake my belief. I don't go, like, I don't go, oh no, you don't believe what I believe, so I can't talk to you, and blah, blah, blah. Oh, I'm mad at you now. Like, that doesn't happen. Why does that happen with religious people? If your religious foundation is so strong and you have such a wonderful, powerful relationship with God, why does it matter whether I believe in it or not? Why does that bother you so much if I don't? I just, it's always so shocking. And there is an obvious, easy answer to those questions. You know, when it comes to the religious stuff, it makes you mad because it makes you feel stupid. You know, when you're talking to somebody who is dumb enough to believe the same thing you believe, well, then you don't have to worry about feeling stupid. But when, you know, you're talking to someone like me and you say something like, I don't know. I mean, I just don't even know. You know? Bless us, bless this food. Thank you, God, for this food that we're about to eat. And it's like, hey, motherfucker, I bought that food. I bought it. I cooked it. Why are you thanking God? If I didn't bother to cook this food and all you did was pray, you wouldn't eat. You'd go hungry. You'd die. You know, somebody might feel sorry for you here and there and feed you, but after a minute, they're going to be like, you can work, right? Your arms and shit work, right? Well, why aren't you, you know, why aren't you doing this for yourself? And they'd stop letting you use them. don't know, man. Again, I feel like, am I saying something that's wrong here? Am I saying something that doesn't make sense? Like, what would be wrong with everybody agreeing to be honest and have open discussions and all that stuff? You know, why are we so against that? Like, and by all means, I'm saying, pick apart my strategy, pick apart my philosophy, pick me apart, Guyanize me, do what I do to everybody else that makes me the dick, I guess. I don't know. Like, slap me with it. Come on. Am I missing something? Is something wrong with everybody being honest and open and talking about things and trying to figure out what the best strategy is and you know, is there something missing here? It's the strangest thing. That was weird. Reconnecting. Trying to reconnect. Oh shit. I mean, does anybody else have a better solution? You know, how do we fix the world? Like that's the goal, right? That's the way I look at it. I'm in this whole thing to try to fix the world. What are you guys doing it for? And I'm trying to fix the world because I want my kids, my grandkids, I want them to have a much better existence than the one it looks like they're going to have. You know, you start looking at this dystopian future that we've been shown forever, and fucking A, man, it seems like it's heading towards that shit every day. So, like, is that what we want? I don't. You know, 15-minute cities and all that other bullshit that I don't talk about it much because there's already enough people that do, and the shit is fucking terrifying. It's terrifying. I don't need any more evidence that there's something fucked up going on. I don't need anything else to tell me to be terrified. You know, I don't need anything else to be terrified of. It's terrifying. That's my motivation. I'm terrified. The Jews are terrifying. The psychopathic nature of the Jews, it's terrifying. You know, I'm not scared of an individual Jew. I'm scared of the Jew as a whole. They're relentless, and they're compassionless, and they're arrogant, and they're supremacist. They believe themselves to be supreme, and they will do anything it takes to maintain that supremacist point of view. And it's like, you know, oh, you're not supposed to say that. Oh, if you say stuff like that, you're a skinhead. I swear, I thought I was going to have to deal with a lot more skinheads in my everyday life growing up. But, you know, it's all just this big mind fuck. We're not supposed to talk about them. Like, we're not even supposed to talk about them. You know? There's that famous interview with Morgan Freeman. It's funny because the interview with Morgan Freeman is much more famous because Morgan Freeman says he doesn't want, like, he thinks Black History Month is stupid. That's what everybody remembers from that. Nobody remembers him saying to Maury, what's his face, you know, do you want a Jewish History Month? And he goes, no. Like he was like, oh no. He was like like offended that you would even ask. Like, oh my God, that would be a disaster if there was a Jewish History Month, was how he responded. And that part's always forgotten about that interview. You got gay-ass Morgan Freeman talking about, you know, the best way to get rid of racism is to stop talking about it. What the fuck are you talking about, you Uncle Tom motherfucker? Stop talking about it. That's going to get rid of it. Get the fuck out of here. How about, instead of stop talking about it, how about have the honest, open fucking conversation about it that never actually gets had? How about we talk about the big black dick myth that is the foundation for so many people's racism? They're scared of black people. What are they scared of? They're scared the black guy's going to come in and fuck their girlfriend better than they could. And then she's going to fantasize about him all the time. And, you know, because I know women are led to believe that men don't give a shit about their needs. But that's just not true. That's why guys are so insecure about whether you fucked a black guy before. Because they want to be able to knock your socks off, and they're hoping some black guy with a 10-foot penis didn't come crack your fucking safe in half, and he'll never have a chance to. Like, that's you can't deny that. That's why white guys get so upset and insecure about it. Why else would they? It's not because they think you're dirty or something like that. That's fucking stupid. It's because they're insecure. And it's all one big fucking myth. The big black scary dick myth. There are plenty of black guys out there that don't have a big scary dick. But until we have the open, honest conversation about the racism and what that part plays in it, it won't matter. It's just going to continue because everybody's too busy denying that they're even racist. We all know racism exists. We all know racism is like everywhere. Yet everybody you ask will say, oh, no, I'm not racist. And then everybody that says that they're not racist, that denies being racist, they always deny racism every chance they can get. Anytime a person of color, like myself, points out that something is racist, white people deny that shit. The I'm not racist, white people deny that shit. Like when you know, cops will do something fucking shitty. You know? But then at the same time, we live in a society where black people act like, you know, oh, that unarmed black man was killed by police. What was he doing? Was he surrendering and doing what he was told? No, he was walking around the car, wouldn't listen to them, wouldn't get on the ground, reached in the car, looked like he was grabbing for something, and then turned around real quick to fucking, you know, make it look like he was shooting at him. Or he tried to grab at their taser and shit, grabbed their taser and took off running through the parking lot towards some other cars. Who knows who he would have fucked with, but nah, like it's silly. It's just silly on both sides. We have white people denying racism and black people denying ignorance. It's fucking insane. Anyway, oh, that does it. I'm home. I appreciate people being here and listening. Like I say, I always wish people would talk more. It's much more interesting for me when you guys talk. So then I have more to talk about. You know, you giving one sentence can get me going in all kinds of directions, but it is what it is. So thanks for being here. Thanks for checking it out. Everybody have a great day, and pedophiles, kill yourself.